Hi guys, I'm Asif Ali and watching CGHOW video. Today I created this portal effect in UE5.2 Niagara. So let's start this tutorial. You can find the file on Patreon.
CGHOW. 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 CGHOW.
So I'm back again with this portal image. So basically this is again a texture, a material actually on the planar, and I have set up a camera from the front, from the top actually. So let's create some effects for this. So as you can see, this portal gate has these blocks. So I'll make the effects kind of these type of elements. So for that, I'll need a something that I can place here random blocks. So let's create a Niagara and fountain effects, right? And in the effects, I need some particles, and then I need a torus and this radius. Okay, and I'll make this local space and just drag this into the sequencer. Now here I will just make the Niagara component, and then I'll use the life cycle and just make this desired age. So when I'll drag this timeline, I can see my particles. And you can see this is quite big, although you can move it back, but there's a planar. Okay, so I'll just move it on 0 and then I'll change the size here in the FX. So this is maybe twice. So yeah, let's make turn off the mask and let's make the size 5 for now. And the torus size maybe I'll make 40. So you can see this is not exact round shape because of the perspective. So we can change this little bit on the y-axis. So in the transform, in the scale, I will just scale it on the y. So if I make it 0.5, you can see the difference here. But we don't need that much, maybe 0.9 is enough. Okay, now it's kind of matching. I'll just close this material and we have this effects. Now instead of this round shape, I need blocks like this. So for that, I'll use the non-uniform size and maybe I'll use this. Then instead of random, I'll just unset it. And now I want these to align according to that. So what I'll use custom alignment, custom facing vector. And then here I need align to mesh orientation. Fix this. And then I'll take initial mesh orientation. And instead of random, I'll use the orient to vector and use the my torus, my shape vector. Okay. Now these are all aligned. We just need to rotate it. So we can just rotate it from here. Right. Yeah, we can now make it like 0.25. Okay. So now it's making ring. So in the shape render, I'll make some thickness and then I'll scale it on the Z. So we will have just this flat thing. Okay. And one more thing in this, I think I will align it on the Z. Yeah. Now I will rotate these on this axis like this. Cool. In the shape render, we can make this thickness higher or lower. So here, this is how much it is. I need to make it the size of torus little bit more less. So it can fit inside it like this. I'll make this like 34. Yeah. Yeah, this is perfect. But these are straight lines. I want little bit banded. So if you want to band it, you can make a material for that. So I'll just save all. And I'll make a material M band line. And what I'll do, I'll make a radial and I'll just make this high, maybe 50. So it will be sharp enough. Then I need a smaller than this, so I'll just copy and paste it. Same density, but the radius will be smaller, maybe 0.4. And then I'll subtract from this. And if I preview, I will have a sharp line. And I want to cut it half or maybe more than half. So to cut it that way, we can do one thing. We can take vector to radial. And if I just mask this thing, start previewing it. So we have this, and we can use the step node to make it like, to cut it clockwise. Okay, so if I use like 0.2, we'll see this is cutting this much. Now we can multiply this with this mask, and we will have just that part, right? So basically, if I make the dynamic parameter, this 0.4 is the thickness of this. So I'll just make this thickness. And this will be 0.4 by default. And this step node is how much I want it. So this will be the mask. Okay, and I'll use 0.2 for now. And then I'll take the particle color, and this will go here, and this will go here. I'll use additive and I'll save it. And now I will use it here, and I need a dynamic parameter. So default value thickness will be 0.4 and mass will be 0.2, and we have this, right? So basically, this is not matching that properly. So with this, we can increase or decrease this. And one more thing, because of this, so if I make this like 10 and 10, we will see these like this. And we can rotate these, I guess. Should let's use 0.5. So this is exact half. Okay, but we don't need that, maybe 0.1. And then we can actually increase this on this axis. Yeah, this looks fine. We need to rotate this 0.5. And this thickness I'll make random. So 0.4 is maximum and 0.49. Okay. So we'll have these blocks kind of thing. And these should be also the same purple color. And then I'll use till randomness, and some will be really bright, maybe 100 or like 50. And they should be like fade in, fade out. So I'll use size also, and also scale color. and also this alpha. And the size I will not do that much, maybe a little bit, maybe even less than that, 0.9 to 1. But these are fade out. And you can also use the vortex force, not that much, maybe just, and this should be also random. So 0 and 5, very sudden. So it's not noticeable here. Maybe we are not, yeah, it is noticeable. And it is starting, I want it already with there. So what I'll do, in the properties, I'll use this. So it will be from the very first frame will be there. And it should be a little longer. So I'll make this 400 and I'll just drag it around here. Drag this also. Cool. So after this, we need something more here. And yeah, actually, I want also to animate this size. So this is 0.4. I want it from 0.4. It should go actually at 0. It should be 0.4. And then here it should be 0.5. Okay. And this 0.4 should be at 0.5. And initially, this should be 0.5. Then I'll copy this curve and paste it here. And this time, this value will be 0.49. Okay, so this will change the thickness and it is now more faded. Cool. Now I want some particle rotating very fast. So this looks nice. Now we will add some more element into it. So you can add a refraction. So for refraction, I'll just make quickly a refraction. Refraction. We need a radial first. Then we need a normal map. So for that, I need a texture. And I have actually a texture that is very soft. Yeah, this one. So I will use this one, or maybe I'll just read this one. Okay, and then I need vector to radial, and also need a panel and to connect. And if I just preview it, this is how it looks. And for that scene, we can do mid level. It's going inside. Cool. Now I need a multiplier for the tiling and two vector. So maybe 0.5 and 2 or 3 or 2. Yeah, that's fine. I'll connect it here and I'll make the opacity 0 and I'll make this translucent unlit. Then for the refraction, I'll search here refraction method and I'll use the index of refraction. Then we need a lerp and connect here. So if I just stop this previewing and use the preview setting, turn on the environment. If I make it 2, we have that refraction. So basically this B value is 1 if there is no refraction. If this is more than 1, there will be some refraction like this. Okay. I'll make actually tiling maybe 2 and 1. Yeah, this looks better. Okay, so I'll just make a dynamic parameter for the refraction value. This will be my refraction and I'll just save it. browse it, and in the FX, I just create a new emitter fountain, and I'll use that refraction material. Actually, just I'll just do undo this. So I don't need this, and these things. And this should be like 1. And the size should be like this. Okay. And I don't need this. So basically, now I can put my refraction material. And in the dynamic parameter, if I just use this like 2 and see here, save this and save this also. Not kind of working. Okay, because of the camera alignment is kind of not working. We need to align it. So what I'll do, I'll just drag that sprite to mesh alignment and make this custom alignment, custom facing vector, and then this need to be fixed. And this need to be, yeah. Now from the camera view, still seems not to be working because this is weird. Okay, we need to little offset. So we need to move it little up. So in here, I will make this like 10. Yeah. Now this is working. And close these. So if I just make the spawn rate, oh, spawn rate is 90. I need to make it 5. And this need to be fade in, fade out. So both side it will be 1 and in the center 1.5 or maybe 1.2. Cool. So we have refraction, and I think I'll reduce the spawn rate a little bit. We have this, and we need to add more things into it. I need actually one more, one proper ring. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this. Actually, I will not copy. I will copy this because this is aligned. And then I'll use the material, this band line into this. And in the dynamic parameter, thickness 0.4, 0.4, and mask maybe 0.2 for now. So it should be like, so I'll use like 0.5 to 0.2 random, 5.2, and spawn rate maybe 10. Random rotation is on already, and the thickness I'll make it random, 0.49, 0.45, like this. And they should be fade in, fade out, or maybe you can just animate this. So if I just again do the same thing that I did here, so I'll just copy this thing and paste this here. The thickness will animate like this, and then we can use rotator if you want, but let me check how does it look. Point or 8, 20, a little more bigger, maybe 80 and 75. Life maybe 0.6, 0.4. And I will use rate and increase this randomly. So 200 and 400, or maybe 200 and minus 200. Yeah, this one is fine. Also, just use fade in, fade out to make it more smoother. Yeah, this looks fine. You can increase the spawn rate like this and also decrease the size, and it will work cool. We can use this also for that, but I will make this one. So it will fill this, or maybe even more faded. So it will fill this, and then we can use that again the same way. So I'll make this 75, I'll make this 50, and make this 1 and 5. Oh, this, or maybe 10. Cool. Now I want some rays from it. So for the rays, what I'll do, it's quite easy actually. I'll just duplicate this material and I'll call it M rays. And if I check this on planar, this should be faded. So I'll make this 1 and let's make this 1 too. Okay, so this is faded. Now I need a texture, a noise texture. You can use maybe this one, and I'll use vector to radial. And just connect this here, start viewing, and for the tiling, I'll just use 2 vector, and I'll use like 0.2 and 1, or maybe 3. Then if I just multiply this thing with this and just preview it, we will have this kind of rays, and then we will multiply it with this, so it will cut it on some part. Cool. So basically we have this, and we will just multiply this with the for the tiling. So we will have tile, and I'll just save this. Okay, so I'll just use this, and in the effects I'll copy this emitter and I'll use my rays. So basically in dynamic parameter I'll use this thickness by 0.2, and we have this tiling. We can make like 4, 2. Okay, so we will have this, right? And mask is okay. We have fade in, fade out. So we need to make this thing 2, maybe 1, and then we need to make it bigger, maybe 100 and 100, even more. I'll just make it constant 150, little more, and then this thickness I'll maybe 0.4, 0.2, 0.3. Yeah, we can do 0.3 and then decrease this. Yeah. So if I increase this alpha and randomize the styling 1 and 3, and rotation rate maybe 50 and minus 50, subtle, and we can increase this. So we will have this type of rays, and we need to decrease the size a little bit more. 16% more. So now we will have this type of rays, but this is too much, I guess. We will make this like 20. And we can also pan this texture. So we can add a panel minus 0.2. Okay. So now for here, we can add some more thing. We can, there should be some glow here. So for that, what I'll do, uh, for the rays, let me check one thing. If I just copy and paste this, and we have a styling parameter. Yeah. I want this reverse. I want it inside it. So for that, we need to change something in material. I'll duplicate this, and we have this raise 1. And what I'll do in here, the outer part should be sharper. So this will be sharper. And then inner part should be faded. Okay. If I now save this, okay, and let's also make the density for inner part. So I'll call it Dan and just save this. Browse it, and in this one I'll use it. And now we have the density that's fading, and we have this thickness that we can increase. So now we have also inner part, and need to change the size this much. Okay, increase little bit more. Yeah, but this should be little more faded, and also I don't want that much rotation. And same, I don't want that negotiation here on the rays. So it should be subtle. And also for the both rays, like in the first rays, I had the panning here. So I'll take the time and multiply. And we have this parameter. So I'll use it. Pan. And now in the rays, I'll use that maybe 0 and 0.5. Yeah, very simple. Cool. So now we can add something more here. We can add some glow over all screen. So we can just copy this one and paste. And in this one, I'll use a radial. We have this radial. Okay. And in the size, I'll just use uniform size, random, 50 and 40. And I'll use it very subtle like this. And spawn rate maybe just 20. And yeah, so it's making it glow. I want to make the shape little more big. Yeah. And size maybe 70, and it should be very subtle. So maybe 0.5 and 20. Yeah. Something is popping out here that is making this refraction, and then these are fading lines. This one doesn't look good, so I'll make the life maybe 2 and 1.5. Yeah, now it is. Yeah, now it is smoother, I guess. Yeah, same should be 6. Yeah, so we have rays, we have refraction and everything. All I need is uh, something black behind that, behind those rays. So if I'll check my rays material, this is additive. So I'll just make an instance of this and just make this translucent here. So I can make it black. So I'll browse it, and if you see this is my inner rays, I'll just copy and paste and use that material. Then I'll make this black, okay? And I'll use the camera offset little bit, maybe minus zero point 0.2. So it will be behind all my elements. Then in the dynamic parameter, we can reduce this, and the panning speed. If I go to the material here, we don't have any dynamic parameter empty here, so I'll copy this and make this 1 and we'll set this. This is my pan, and time multiply and just save it. So for this race, inner race, dynamic parameter, turn on this, and you can randomize this like 0.5 and 1. And for the black, I'll just reduce it to very subtle. Maybe I'll randomize it definitely. 0.3 and maybe 0. And also the life maybe 2 and 1.5. And same I'll do with this because life is very short. Now we have black, but and also the tiling. I'll use 5 and reduce this alpha maybe 2. Yeah, now it's better. And that's it, I guess. We can add lots of elements, but I will not add. This is it for now. So I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. Keep learning and bye.